Hello everyone, welcome to the Techvanto Academy workshop day 3. It's a web development workshop, and earlier we have taken 2 workshops on web development. I am Deepika Rane, web development trainer from Techvanto Academy. Welcomes you all. Let's move towards to the next and an interesting topic that will help us to improve our web development. So guys, till now the web development things have HTML, that we have made a structure, and we perform a styling to it by using a cascaded style sheet, that is your CSS, and a responsiveness given by a bootstrap, and some functioning by JavaScript. Now guys, when the terms come to the web development, we can see many data on a web page. How this data comes, and also it is not a static data that is input by a HTML file. So it is coming from somewhere, and we need a large data store for it. Till now you must be aware of SQL databases, MySQL databases, right? Now we will find a new database called MongoDB. But what is the need of MongoDB? First of all, we will see, just when you search for some websites like Amazon or Flipkart or any other shopping website, you can see a large data on it. If I go to some electrical gadgets are there, many appliances are there. They are with their names, prices, and many of the things. And if you scroll down, and many more gadgets, many more pictures you find that are products sold by Amazon, right? So you can see many of the products are given here. How they are given? Are they inbuilt in code? No. It is not possible to inbuild all the data in code, because we want day-to-day updations in data. New products are launched, new products should be added on a website. So how it is possible? It is not possible to update the code regularly, update code daily, correct? But database can be updated. So you need to add only some part of that data in the large database, and it gets updated on your web page. So who helps it? So database helps it, and we will learn MongoDB database in our web development. Now moving towards the MongoDB. If you search on Google, you will find, just type in a search bar install MongoDB. You will get some links over here. Go to download, then or go to install MongoDB. You will route it to the MongoDB homepage, where you will find some download links. Here automatically your system data, your system information is available, which is taken by MongoDB website, and they will provide you one link for the download, one exe file for the download according to your system requirements. If you click download, the download will start, and then install MongoDB. So this is about installing MongoDB. Now this MongoDB, installed MongoDB software will run on your system. It is called the MongoDB running locally. Now if you want your MongoDB globally, then just go to MongoDB website, make a sign in here, you can sign up with your email address also, you can sign up with the Google ID also. So if I log in with the Gmail, generally we are logged in our browser, so you can log in with your Gmail account. Let's open it. Let's hit reload the website. Till then we will move towards our local host MongoDB. How to run MongoDB locally. Before that, we will find some features of MongoDB. What exactly MongoDB is. Actually, MongoDB is not a SQL database, first of all, but it saves the data in a JSON format. JSON means JavaScript object notation format. It creates one object simply. We will see how to create the object and how to create a JSON file also. And the major feature of MongoDB is it helps to save the unstructured data. While you see in the SQL databases, you need to make a structured database just like a table, but in MongoDB it is an object format, so you need not to create any structured data. So just let's see. Now when you route it to your dashboard after login, after signing into MongoDB, you will see this type of part. You will see you are signing here, right? Then now here you can create your project. You can create your new project first of all. Then if I say I create one new project, then here you can give the name, some name. We will create one project and I am giving one name, cake project, to it. So if I go to the next, then you need to add some informations here. If you don't want to add some permissions, then just simply create a project. One project will be created to you. Now we will see create a database. In this project, or we can say in this folder, one of the folder, we can create one database. Here you will find build a database link, a button. Click on it, and simply if you wish to find a free database, create a free database for your projects, demo projects, then just go for the shared database and click create. So you will find here some links. Now there are some cloud providers to you. So it is Amazon Web Services, then Google Cloud and Azure. See, here your region will be selected according to your locations, and select one service, cloud service. You can select Google Cloud, you can select Azure. So select where you will get a free database. If I select the AWS, then the nearest location will be selected for you automatically by MongoDB. Now a cluster name, you can change the cluster name. Primarily I will keep this cluster 0 and create the cluster here. On the cluster, don't change anything, create one cluster for your demo projects. Now here you need to set up some username and password for this project. So I will select one username. For what username and password is required? Whenever you are using whenever you are using a global link, a live MongoDB link for creating the backend development, this username and password is required. So whenever you are creating a username and password, just note it down. That will be required for the next development to you. And create the user. Then you can select the IP address from here also, or you can change the current IP. You can select the current IP address from your system. Okay, then another way is if you go to the network access, from here you can add an IP address. So here you can just select you can pass a simple 00. Okay, then make it confirm. So status will be updated after some time, and then you can see your DB. So it is active. Now go to the project. From here you can create one collection or many collection. If I say browse collection, then you can see the collections from your cake project. Right now I am not having any data here. I have not created any collection here, so I will say create one database, one collection name, now this collection dot cake, that is, this is a collection name and this is your database name. Now this is not having anything. So if you want to add something, you can insert a document from here, click to insert document and go to this object icon, curly braces, and you can add the data here. Okay, so instead of adding, we will be following the different method. Now simply go to your VS Code, now we are on our VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Here in a folder, create one folder first of all. If I give it a name MongoDB, then one MongoDB folder is created, and in that I will create one file, that cake.json file. So because its format will be a JSON format and object notation format, so extension will be .json. Till now we have used some extensions like .html, CSS, .js, right? So for creating an JSON file, you need to give an extension .json, file name and .json extension. Now here, how to create any object file. So simply use this square brackets here first of all, and then one curly bracket. Now here I will put one term called ID, and I will give the ID 1. Then secondly, I will give a field called cake name here, and in that I will use some name. If I say vanilla cake, so this is my one of the object. This is my one object. I can add many of this field here. Simply I will add some price field here. So I will give some price just like 200, and one more field I can use the flavor field also. So that is our if I want to add some layer to here, layered cake, if I want to make a layered cake, then it will be a one layered cake. So this is my one object. This is called an object. This is called an object. So this is object for a vanilla cake which is having ID 1, some price 200, some flavor vanilla, and it is one layer having only one. So I want simply many cakes like this, or different having the different name and different prices and different flavor. So how can I do that? I will just give a comma. After that, one more object can be created, and now you can add the same data over here, change the name here, If I say butterfly theme cake, then price will be something more. Change the flavor. Change some info. Now whenever you are giving any field here, just like ID or after that cake, after that price, you need to give an comma here, otherwise it will give you an error, and the object the document in the MongoDB collection will not accept this data. So like this. Now switching over the document here, insert a document. Now I want to add that data here. So first of all, copy this file from here. Also you can add some images from your system, add some images from your system, but for adding images you need to make them live images. You need to get the URLs of images. You need to get this URLs of images. So how to get the URL of any image? So go to your browser, open one website which will provide you a free URL system. So it is called as IMGBB. Here you can upload, you can sign in also, and you can start uploading. If I say upload, then it will give you an option, browse from your computer. So from somewhere I will browse. So from your system, browse some images. And here click on the upload button. You will get image link. So find the full HTML full link and use that link. So from the image, in the image SRC, the image link given in the image SRC, select that. Select that link, copy this link and go to your VS Code again and create one field here called image and paste that link in double quotes. Also, the rule of creating an object in a JSON file, that whatever text you want to give, you need to give in the double quotes, and whatever the number you want to give, you can give in the without double quotes. I will create one more link over here of cake, and then we will upload this document in a MongoDB document. Now guys, I have two objects here, two documents. This one is also called as one document. This one is also called as a document. So I have the collection of two documents here, and then select all this, copy all this, and go to your browser, go to the MongoDB and click on the insert document and go to this icon, curly brackets, and paste here all the data that you have selected, copied from your system, and see, it is not having any error. That's why the insert button is enabled. If I make any mistake here, you will find that insert button is disabled and one message is prompt, that is insert not permitted while document contains an error. So you will come to know there is some error in our document. Okay, so this is the format, and now if I click insert, this document is inserted and my collection called cake is having the document of 2 cakes with some ID. Now here one underscore ID is generated. It is called as an object ID. It is collection of some data. What is this data exactly? So underscore ID is always an unique ID, just like we have our names, but our UID, that is Aadhaar card ID, is unique, right? So every document have its unique ID, object ID, and rest are the timestamps and random values and counters, etc. So now we will move towards our, now this is one document we have inserted and our data. Likewise, you can have many documents here. You can insert many of the documents here, the collection of 200, 2000, anything. Now we have this data globally with us. So we'll go to the project again, and from here we will select the connect. Now from here you will be connecting your application globally. So use this with the connect your application. And you will find one link here. It is called as a MongoDB live link. So you can read a message here, replace a password with the password for the username and ensure any option params URL encoded. So just copy this URL, and close this. Now guys, create one file here in MongoDB folder. Simply url.txt and paste that URL here. Now you cannot directly use this URL because we have not encoded any password here. So I will encode the password here, whatever I have inserted. Simply give your password here, save this for the further use. Okay, now this is our JSON file. Close this. You can add much more data in that. Now how to use the MongoDB locally. So I will give you some steps over here. You need to follow these steps to use your MongoDB locally. So there are two things, guys. We need to run the MongoDB server as well as MongoDB client on our system to use the MongoDB locally. There are steps for the Windows people. I will give you some steps over here. Let's wait for 2 minutes. So these are the steps I will explain you. First of all, whenever you start the MongoDB server, so you need to first of all open your command prompt. Then you need to go inside C drive, program files and MongoDB server. 1 second. So guys, I will give you some steps to start the MongoDB server. That are, first of all, you need to open your command prompt. Open two command prompts first of all. Then go inside the C drive. Open the program files. Open MongoDB folder, and in that open server. And you will find one folder called any version 5.0 or whatever the version is downloaded, and in that you will find the bin folder. Select that bin folder and copy the path of bin folder. Go to your command prompt. Just simply we'll go for the one terminal over here. Okay. then okay, whenever you go to this path, now stick in this. Okay. Open this. Now this is your command prompt. Okay, this is your command prompt. If I select the path from the MongoDB folder, now for the first terminal, go to this path. Now if you want to start the server, so the requirement is, first of all, you need to start the MongoDB server. So whenever you need to start the MongoDB server, just type after this path, going to this path, MongoD. Just type MongoD. It will start your MongoDB server automatically. Okay, so this is one MongoDB server started. We need the client started now. Now open the another terminal. Here the new terminal is open. Again go to the bin path, bin folder path. CD path, and I am on this path. Type only Mongo. Type only the word Mongo. First, for starting the server you need to type the MongoD, but for starting the client you need to just type Mongo. So it will start your client. It will start your client. Now this is started. So if I go directly from here, now don't close this server. We need only this port address that to be confirmed. This is the default port address of the Mongo, that is port 27017. Always everyone will get this locally port address 27017, whether it is running on my system or your system. The port address of MongoDB running locally will be same. Now go to your MongoDB client. Don't close your server till you are using your MongoDB client. Now for the Mac people who are having the Linux or Mac, the steps are little different. That will be, I will show you just steps. So you need to go to the path, okay, like this. On command prompt write MongoD and then the data path. Okay. Like this, simple type MongoD and don't give any path. Okay, it will start your server same, and client. For starting this server you need to write MongoD and -- db path data/db. So one more thing I am missing, that whenever you install a MongoDB in your system, do one thing: go to C drive, create a folder data, and in that create one folder called db. okay, data and DB, only two folder that will be required whenever you are installing first time MongoDB. Then let's start using your MongoDB client. Now what is the need of this? See, in SQL you can see one white screen or something that is created, and you can create some table structures over there. Here in MongoDB you just need these screens, command prompts, to use your database. So first of all, when I want to see some databases or create some databases, so first of all I will try to see the database present in my system. So type show DBs, first command that will be your show DBs. So it will show you what are the databases present in your system. So this collection of database is here present. Now if I want to create one different database, so I will say use the database name. I will type like this, cake data. So I am switched to this cake data. Now if I say again show DBs, but first of all I need to create one collection in that. So how to create one collection in that? So type db dot, here you need to type the collection name. I will simply use the same name, db dot cake, and dot insert is the first query to insert the db in your database. Now in round brackets you need to input some data. So I'm trying to use by typing, although you can copy and paste from the JSON file also. Then name, say football theme cake. Its price would be like 700, and one more, that is layer. So just now one. Now we have inserted this. If you are inserted database successfully, you will get one notification here, right result inserted one, or otherwise it will give an error message to you. Now I can see my collections of database. So again if I go to show DBs, now here I can find my cake data, although the data is very small, so it is not showing in GB's value. So it is, but collection but the data is here, right? When I want to use this database, again use cake data here, right? Now I want to see what are the collections present in that. So I will say show collections. So it is giving me the collection in data in present in my database. So it is collection name cake. If I want to create one more collection, I am just creating one more collection. That will be just like simple a location, any name you can use, dot insert. Guys, this is a live workshop. You can take the advantage of this. So insert, and then insert some see, I am creating one underscore ID here. So I will show you the difference between both. If I say underscore ID 1 and some city, so that will be like We'll try to insert one simple collection over here. So it is inserted. Now I want to find that what is data inserted in the cake collection. So the command is db dot collection name, that is cake dot find. So it is showing me the collection that I have inserted. Now here you can see ID is present that I have inserted, and underscore ID is with one object ID created over here. Now the difference is, if I want to see the db dot location dot find, now you can see underscore ID is that I have provided and all the other data. So this is the difference between the simple ID you are giving. This is a user defined field, and this is a system generated MongoDB generated object ID. So it is an unique ID. This ID one can be the same for many things, but this object ID will be different. If I use the same ID db dot location dot insert, and I will try to use the same ID called underscore ID 1, so it will give me an error. Let's see. Don't forget to use the rules. See, inserted 0 because already when ID is here, so duplicate key error will be thrown to you. Duplicate key error will be thrown to you. If I make the change, instead of 1, I will make it 2, and I try to insert the data. So that data is inserted, and just we will see the collection. We can see the collection that underscore ID 1 and underscore ID 2 is generated over here. Okay, so this, like this, you can use other commands in MongoDB. There are many other different commands in MongoDB. This insert command is to create the collection, and dot find is the dot find command is used to find the collection. There is one more command. If you are having the much database in your collection, so you can use db dot, if I say cake dot find dot pretty. So I will get the structure like this, an object structure that is properly readable format. Okay, then so how to insert more collection in that? Insert many, M should be capital, insert many, and then just go here, copy this collection, and close this. So type error, insert many. Okay, something, db dot cake dot insert main paste and then close. So it says acknowledge true. Two records are inserted. If I say db dot cake dot find dot pretty, then I can see the collection of this. See, ID is same for here, one also, but underscore ID is different. So there is one more use of underscore ID whenever you are creating the backend of your database. Okay, backend for your web application. So this is how to insert, see the data, how to create the collection. Now how to delete the data from the collection. So write db dot collection name. If I want to delete some data, then dot remove, and so for this you need to use the ID here. So ID, once again, if I use the underscore ID, or I can give simply ID over here. So better way to use the underscore ID, and copy this object ID, better way copy the let's try removing this. Removed one. So db dot cake dot find dot pretty. I will just confirm that this is removed or not. See, only two object IDs, two documents are present here. One is removed. So this is the query for removing the object, removing a document from a collection. db dot collection name dot remove, and give an ID or anything. You can give a price to there. Okay, so key and value, this is called as key and this is called as value. This cake name is a key and this butterfly theme cake name, theme cake is a value. So this is key value pair is present in a document of a JSON file, so that is used for the various queries. Again, if you want to update something, if I want to update the name, the flavor of this cake, butterfly theme cake, so how to update? Then db dot collection name dot update, and now here I will give the name. First of all, what is the name of that? This is butterfly theme cake. Copy and paste over here. Okay, now close this. Here take another set, use the $sign, copy this. If it is not visible, I need to go down. Okay, again it is like the same. So theme cake, and go inside this, use $sign, and a query is called set. You need to set that thing. So what we want to set, we want to set the flavor. Then right here the key flavor and the different flavor name that we want to set. That is, if I say chocolate, I want to set this and close this bracket. Then it is not modified. It is not modified. Flavor. Okay. Let's try one more time. db.cake.update name. Okay, cake name. We have here cake name. Key is different. Cake underscore name. Now try. So it is resulted in matched one and modified one. Let's see. db.find. Now it is updated to the chocolate flavor. Okay, so db.collection.update and give one key value pair for matching, and set your next updation. Okay, so this is the way you can update. Now guys, now moving towards our use of this database collections, actual use of this MongoDB. Now we can work locally on the MongoDB. There are many more commands, just find and learn them. Okay, then we can we will use all this for the creating our backend. Now what is backend? So according to the terms of web development, we have the things like, it is structured in three formats: front-end development, back-end development, and the full stack web development. So what is meant by, first of all we will see what is meant by full stack web development. Even though I have given the basic idea in our first day of our workshop, but again, full stack web development includes all the things that can create one complete website that uses your backend also, that uses your database also. So why we need the backend? What is exactly the backend? I have told you this data on Amazon website is coming from the database. This is coming from the database, right? You can see that all these things are coming from the database. But how they can come here? So this, all this scenery This is called as, what you can see, this is called as a front end. Where you store your data, it is called as the database, and these both things are interconnected through the backend. So what the backend language do? You require the real-time backend API for this, and you need the URLs to interact with the application. So what exactly backend is? So backend runs on the server and has no direct interaction with the user. You cannot directly see any backend here. You cannot directly interact with the backend here. So it creates a connection between the web and the database. This is all saved on the database. You can access it through the front end, but the main purpose of backend development is to listen a request sent by a front-end application. If I select this, so this request is sent somewhere. This request is sent somewhere and I get this data. So how can I get this data? So request is sent to server and server replies you back with this data, and all this working, request, accepting a request and give some response, is done through the backend. Ultimately, front end talks to the backend and backend talks to the database, and user gets the response for this. User gets the response for his request. Simply request and response happens over here, and three major roles performed by your front end, your back end, and then your database. So that is exactly the need of backend. So we are using Node.js as a backend. So there are some features of Node.js. One thing called the asynchronous IO or asynchronous IO way. What is the asynchronous IO way? Like many people request at the same time and also get the response in the same time. So it works as it is called as a asynchronous IO, right? And about the Node.js, there are some features of Node.js. First of all, it is an open source framework that anyone can use, anyone can install and use, and it is a cross-platform JavaScript runtime environment developed in Chrome's V8 engine. So you can use on any type of system, Windows or any operating system, Windows, Linux, Ubuntu, etc. Then the most useful feature is Node. For using the Node.js app runs in a single threaded process without creating a new thread for every request. Now what is thread? You must have learned in Java, right? So keep aside that. Then simply Node.js provides a set of asynchronous IO primitives in a standard library that prevents the JavaScript code from blocking. So it doesn't block any JavaScript code, any JavaScript file to reply back, or it doesn't block any request from response. In simple manner, if we make a definition of Node.js. So Node.js is single-threaded, non-blocking, asynchronous input-output, which does not wait for the response to first request, but simply continues with the next request. That means it don't only wait for the first request to be served, it serves all the other next request. Now in terms of the Node.js, we'll go to Node.js. Meanwhile, you just download and install the Node.js, guys, so that you can use it. Simple installations Node.js has. So there is a term called callback. Whenever we are using the Node.js for creating our backend application, we will work with the term called callback. So what is callback? All the requests will keep coming on the same thread, right? As the Node.js has the facility to use a single thread, so all the requests are coming to the same single thread. Then suppose you request something, they assign something that call an event. What is event? We have learned in JavaScript. So each request is assigned with one event. When one request is completed, something comes in response, and this is called as the callback. When you are requesting something and something comes in response, so this process is called as the callback. So multiple requests are processing parallelly. All requests are assigned to a single thread, and through the callback procedures, the response is given. So for using the Node.js, you need to install the Node.js first of all. Then how to start the node? So npm, there is one term called npm, that is node package manager. I will take you to the npm. So this is npm.js. Here many packages are available for the developers to use. Okay, npm software. npmjs.com. We will move directly to the npmjs.com. So here you can find many packages. If I want some package for we see something loading, right? That is called as a loader. If I want some package for loader, then see, when I type the loader, many of the packages are present here. They are having the loader. So these are the online repositories which gives us the open source packages to solve the common problems by installing those packages instead of recreating it. Okay, so we don't need to create any loader, don't need to design any loader in our framework. We can directly use them. Just like there are other packages like MongoDB packages are present. Then some one more package called Express, that is used for making our web live. So these are one more package, Express. So you can go to it, select it, and there is installation command given here. You can directly install it. Now how to start the npm or how to start the node? Go to your VS Code again. Okay, now this is, they are running locally, so I will just make them down, and if I don't have any use, then I can close also. I close both server and MongoDB server and MongoDB client. So just save it. Then again, first of all, create one folder, go out of this folder, I will give the name Node.js to it. Okay, go to the terminal, open one new terminal. Now route to the Node.js cd Node.js. So this is the path for the Node.js, and here we have navigated to this folder, this path Node.js, and whatever I will install, that will be inside the Node.js folder. Now here you need to run one command. First of all, it is a basic first command, that is npm init. So it will install the packages, some basic packages. So first time when you create one application, you need to answer some questions. So package name is Node.js. I will not give any package name, different package name. Version, that keep the same. Description, you can type anything. This is Node.js as a practice. Okay, then entry point, keep the index.js entry point. Some test commands like start, dev, etc. Then I don't have any repository now. Then keywords, through which keywords that will be search in Node.js. Okay, author, I can give my name here. License, I don't have any license, and answer these questions and say yes. Okay, is this okay? So this is, now it has created one file called package.json. It is the most important file that to be generated whenever you are creating a node application. Package.json. In every node application we have one file compulsory called package.json. So this file consists of some entry points of actually this package.json is an entry point to the application, node application. So it contains some metadata like description, versions, name, etc. We have seen, we have entered all these things, and there is one thing, main thing, that is called as the script. This right now, this is a start, this is a test script. Okay, so we will change it later to the different start and dev environment. Okay, now we need to install some packages for our use. What are the packages? I just explained what are packages. They are they gives us some predefined code for our use. Now just like I have seen, I have shown you on the browser some packages name. So I will install one package here called npm I, simple, first of all, CORS package, that is called as a cross origin, and so cross origin resource sharing CORS package, it allows a server to indicate any origins from like a domain or port other than its own, from which it's browser should permit the loading other resources and etc. So CORS packages, first of all we will install npm I and package name. You can include the different package name here other than CORS also. So if I enter, then it will start installing the package. You will see some time of some seconds it takes, and with it has created one folder called node modules. As it is installed, it has created one folder called node modules and one file called packagelog.json. So packagelog.json has the full information of that CORS package and some other sub packages, or we can say them dependencies of CORS. So they are required for the use of CORS. These are called as the dependency tree. Other dependencies, other sub packages are there, so they are called as the dependency tree. Okay, so we will not change anything in that. We will just close this package log.json and just check out this node module. This is having another packages, sub packages in that. Now so what exactly it will do? The very first thing for us is you will see package.json, like dependency, and dependency means some packages and its version, right? And in node.js folder there are also, you can see the folder node modules created having multiple folders. So we have installed package and the other are installed automatically. So whenever you will get on your job, whenever you will get any application to work with it, you will see this folders, these large folders are not provided to you. Only application will be given to you. Okay, because it acquires more space and they are not meant for the actual transfer. So whenever you will get any application, you need to first of all initialize it, npm init, and then all these folders are automatically generated in your system in that folder. Okay, why this is so, and why these node modules are here? Because there is one, we will take one example. Then if you want some, if you went to buy some tomato puree, right? So you will purchase some tomato puree, and you can find on the tomato puree pouch or the bottle there are written ingredients. So ingredients, white ingredients to make that tomato puree tasty, right? Like some onion powder, garlic powder mix in that, and other some ingredients, salt, vinegar, etc, etc. So why this? To make that tomato puree tasty. So these packages are just like taste to your application, the taste to your package, right? So these sub packages or dependencies are for making for adding some features to your original main package. So that is the use of these packages. Okay, now we will moving towards creating our actual application that will give us an API. Now the term API. Just go to your browser and we'll just go to the browser and see if this is right. So what do you see in the headers here? You see a data complete started with the HTTPS and etc, right? So this is one called as the API. If I go back here, if I go back to the home page of this, okay, then again just we will go to the home page, right? We will see this, okay, or somewhere here you will see this. Every header have this, right? So this is called as the API. API is your application programming interface, and these are created by these are created in your backend development. Okay, so the difference between the front-end developer and the back-end developer is that back-end developer will create these APIs and provide to the front-end developer who will create this, who will use these APIs to take this data over the web page. Okay, and who does the complete task that creating a front-end as well as the back-end is the full-stack developer, or we may say him a web developer. Okay, so we will create one backend for you. So for that I need some packages to my VS, to my application, and before that one more thing, I will create here one file called app.js. okay, so app.js is my main JavaScript file that will be having our JavaScript code. So first of all I need to install some packages over here. So there is a list of some packages, npm I express, and one by one we will install, that you will not get confused. So I will install the, and likewise you will see the size of this node model folder is increasing more and more. Okay, so this is created, so you can see there it's the size of node modules is increased, and many different folders are present over the node modules folder. Then npm I will have MongoDB as well as the .env package. This is for the environment course we already have. Meanwhile I will check for one, that is body parser. Okay, so we will install it. Now let's start writing our code till it is installing. Where, so first of all declare one variable called express, Now require. So require will get you the whatever the package you require. You can use this by using a require keyword here. Okay, require is a keyword that gives you the use of any package. Simply var app equal to express, use this as a function, then var .env is still installing, but we will type here and use it. Require .env, this is a package name, you cannot change this. You can take this anything, this is user defined variable, and but this one is the package name, this one express is the package name. In single quotes you need to use the package name. Var mongo equal to require sign with the mongodb, package name is mongodb that we just installed. Now just declare your one thing called mongo client with the mongo client. This is used for connecting your MongoDB to the server. .env now the configuration of this .env config, automatically the config code will be used, configuration code will be used. Then now we will need here our Mongo, just declare one Mongo URL. We have saved somewhere the Mongo URL, live URL in url.txt we have saved here, that is we have created from the MongoDB Atlas, right? MongoDB server. Copy this and use here. Okay, so in single quotes use this URL. Special expected already. Okay, then go to your terminal and see that packages are installed or not. Still the installation is going on. Okay, then var, now we will use the cos package. Here the sequence of using this packages is very important. Cos package you need to use after the Mongo URL, okay, Mongo client connectivity. Then const, we want to use the body parser again. It's not installed yet, let's wait for a minute. Okay, they are installed. Now there is a time to install the one more package called body parser, that will give you your MongoDB, the use of MongoDB data. Body parser, okay, use of MongoDB collections, right? So we will use this body parser to require. Here is the package name. Then create one port that if it is not available, then use the process.env. This is an environmental file. What is the use of this? If your desired port is not available, then this alternative port will be used to run the code for the different systems. Then I will create one DB here. Now you need to use the packages in your app.use body parser. Now you can use your user defined variables body parser that we have already declared here above. So the packages will be used. Dot URL encoded, so it will be extended to true. Add a semicolon after that. Then again use your app dot again body parser for the JSON format. Whatever the files you are using, that will be in the JSON format. This name is different, so it automatically gives you an error there. Then now app dot use your course package is used. Okay, now you need to connect with the client first of all, then we will be writing our method. So this is a commenting tag. This is a commenting tag in JavaScript. Let's just connect with the MongoDB. Okay, now how to connect with the MongoDB? First of all, we have declared here one variable called Mongo client. Take this variable Mongo client and here use this and dot connect. Dot connect is the method to connect with the Mongo URL. We have declared one URL above, Mongo URL, and that Mongo URL having our live URL from the MongoDB. Client. And now this is a ES6 format for writing any function. If error, will first of all find for the error, then console log dot. Console is the alert. Whenever you are having any error through the connections, your live connections, then you can use the console.log. It will not print any text over the front end. You can see this in the console by clicking the right click and inspecting, and console, opening a console, you can see this. Then db equal to client dot db. The db we have declared above. This is client dot db. Then now here we need to give the collection name or database name that we have created in MongoDB. Okay, so what is our database name? Let's go to the browser our MongoDB database. Let's refresh it. And what is the database name? Just go to the you can see from there, so or go to the browse collection and see the database name. In cake data we have created one DB name. Okay, so load it fast. Just go to browse collection and document not found. Okay, so this is cake data. Okay, so this is database name. You need to write the same name, same text, no textual error should be there. Cake data, D is capital. So go to the code and write the name cake data here. Okay, DB name. And now you need to listen this to be listen somewhere, right? So it should be listen in a port or, and okay, so if it is listen, then console.log, we need a listening message, listening on port, and give here port number. So automatically it will give us on which port it's listening. So guys, this is the structure of basic structure of your node application. Now we need to give some routing over here where our collections can be shown, or where our API could be route. So there are some methods. First of all, the get method. There are some methods: get, post, delete, update, etc. Right? Just like we have seen in our MongoDB. Okay, we have some methods where we have some queries. Okay, so your backend application have some queries. Then this is a get method to get the data. First of all, we will be making one simple route, default route we call it, and send a request and get a response, and then use this. First of all, go down. Okay, then enter here. Now this response should send, so response dot send. If you write here response complete, then use here response. Okay, if you write only the res, then use the res. So this is, I will say, cake studio. Now how to run this application? We have to give the commands to it. So our package.json will have that commands. The script, okay, the script will have two commands. First command is start, that is node, and the file name app.js, and the second is development command, that is dev node app.js. Save this package.json. Okay, it's saved. Now go to your terminal. Okay, so just we have started the node on the we have here navigated to node.js folder, type npm run dev, then enter, and then this will tell you on which port it is running. So it is running on the 8425. So I will go to the browser. Open one browser, type okay, so you can see that this is our browser running. Yeah, this is the Cake Studio. I will just increase its size. How to increase its size? Just go to your VS Code and type h1 tag, your code in h1 tag. Save this. Go to browser again. this one. Which one? Tag in that. If I say let's try one more thing. So npm start can also give you the start of the localhost. Okay, so type here localhost and the port name 8425. It will give you the thing, right? Okay, now we will use our cake collection. This is the default route we have written over here. Now we will use the how to get the cake data. So app.get and give a path here. If I say cake, then request and response. Now from the now we need to use our MongoDB. So from the database, our DB is here. What is the DB name? This is cake data, so it is stored in the DB. So DB, that is DB name dot collection name. So what is the collection name? Collection name is cake. If you remember, we have created one collection cake on MongoDB. So it is query is db dot collection and provide here the collection name cake and then use dot find query dot find. Now here we just in terms of the JavaScript, we need it in array form, right? We cannot print it in just another format. We need it in array form. So use toArray function for this, and here in toArray we should be ready for the error as well as result. So error and result, pass two parameters, error and result, and this will give us. So for this, if error, then throw error, or response.send will be the result. We have taken a parameter, so that result will be the collection of cakes and in the array form. So if I save this, and I think I need to restart the server again because NodeMon is not installed. So first of all, let's try npm npmi -g. It is a global package for the node. npm run dev collection cake is not okay. So this is listening on 8421. Go to your browser and what is that new cake, and it has 2 cake. Let's go to code again. dp.collection cake.find.toArray error and result. Okay, so I have given the path called cake. Now, right, so open your local host, go to the browser, open your local host. This is 8421. Now here we have given the path cake, right? So route is cake. Type here in headers cake. So you can see that these are the collection of cake that we have inserted in our MongoDB. Can you see the okay? So this is our API. This is our localhost API. This is called as a localhost API. This is called as API. It is a localhost API. That's why it is giving a port address. When we make it a live API, it will give some different address over here. Okay, so here we can see the collection. Here we can see the collection. This data is not in our code. Okay, we are taking it from the MongoDB server. Now we will make it a live API. We have little time. Let's try to make it a live API. So for that, so in first lecture, in first day workshop, I have mentioned the MongoDB. I have mentioned the Git, right? So Git installations, Git bash installations are required for this. And one more thing, your Git account is required for this. So I will go to the Git account first of all. Okay, Now I'll create one. I have created one repository and nothing in that. Okay, so copy this repository, copy this address. Okay, first of all copy this address, then go to your terminal and terminate this. Now from here you can open one git bash terminal here. Okay, so this is git bash. Node.js. Okay, now we are in the Node.js folder. So from this bash terminal we are in this Node.js terminal, and now you need to follow these commands on your while creating a repository on your system. So first of all, git init, initialize the git. Then the second command is git add. Okay, the third command is git commit -m and with some commit message. Then git branch if you want to, or if you want to create a new branch, a different branch from this. Then git remote add origin and this repository address. Okay, this repository address github.com. Then git push -u origin and the branch name. You need to push your code. Now move towards the code, VS Code. So first is git init. This says initialized an empty repository. Okay, now the second command is git add. So I want to add all the code, so I will say git add dot. It will show you some message. But before that, one thing I need to tell you: if you have a git bash, then go to your Node.js folder. I will first of all terminate this. Create here one file dot git ignore. Okay, and in that git ignore type node underscore modules, that is node module folder name. So it, and save this. So it will do that. It will not pass any node folder to your git repository. Now again say git add dot. Okay, then next git commit -m commit message. I will say first commit. Then the next command is your git branch. I will skip this branch, this command git branch. I will keep all these things in master branch. Then we will move towards the git remote add origin, and now paste your URL here, so that you have copied from the repository. Now push your code git push -u origin. Now here the branch name, that is your master branch. Okay, workshop. Git removed and origin. So let's just close this terminal and we'll try to create one new repository. That this repository is not working anyways. Let's delete this first of all. Here you will find one second. Yes, here you will find the option. So just copy this name, paste over here, and delete this repository. Okay, so enter your password for the deletion. Confirm the password and it is deleted. Create one more new repository here. I will try to create with the same name, workshop, and okay. Now I will try to open only the folder called Node.js. So switching to the VS Code file. Desktop Node.js folder.